If I find my way home, yeah.
Welcome to What Happened to the World Today. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott, and this is a tale of how bad life decisions led to a YouTube show.
And we're going to talk about what we've noticed is going on in the world today. And I got a new background. I took that picture myself.
It looks cool. I like it a lot.
I don't know if I like the light over there. But
I'm a little sad that you don't have any snow like I do.
Oh, yeah.
I think it would look beautiful in snow. I mean, what the hell? Georgia has snow.
Although I thought you're in the heat wave by right now.
We're at 30 degrees this weekend.
Whee!
And this whole week has been, during the day, it's been pushing to the mid-30s. Pretty much all the snow melted except at the ski hills.
Very, very cool. That's great. So nobody's making any money.
No.
Yeah. I don't even know if we have snow up on Mount Charleston yet. That's our ski resort out here. So it's going to be a very, very, very tough season for them.
Yes.
But did you do anything fun, catch up on the world now?
Well, actually, I did do something out of this world.
Oh, cool. So you went to the stratosphere too, like I did for New Year's.
No, even farther out of this world. I went and saw Star Wars in a galaxy far, far away. The first thing I noticed was obviously everything's much better quality. You know, the special effects and everything.
No kidding, huh?
Yeah.
From days when there was no industrial light and magic, and they had it.
What 20 years of technology has done for it, right? Yeah, more than that, 30 years of technology. But do you remember the first one we saw, how it had the words scrolling up on the screen into infinity? They had the same thing. It was crystal clear, of course, instead of all blurry. So they followed true to form.
Are you going to announce spoilers when you're telling us spoilers?
No way in heck.
Oh, you're just going to spoil it?
I'm not going to spoil or announce anything like that.
Okay, I will.
I have better taste than that. However, I will say...
How did the porgs taste?
I will say two things about seeing this movie. Do you remember in the previous episode you mentioned the comment about you got to come up with an app that tells you when the best time to go pee is?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yes. I told you. Then my wife told me somebody invented it already, but I didn't figure out what it is. Again, we have to look that up again.
Okay. I'll tell you something. This is one of those movies you need it. And just to make things interesting, it was 58 degrees in the movie theater. I wore my parka and my gloves while I watched the movie.
Did you go to a drive-in?
No. If it was a drive-in, it would have been 30 degrees.
Well, you could have turned the heat on in your car at least.
That's true. That's true. But it was a totally enjoyable film. I can see exactly what they're going to do with it. And I think it's brilliant in the fact that it's going to spawn a whole new generation of science fiction fans.
Yeah, and I see. I've been talking to a lot of people about the movie. And they're like, "Oh, don't spoil it for me! Don't spoil it for me!" And I'm like, "Yeah, okay, whatever." But I go, "Okay, have you seen it? Okay, good. Now I got to spoil it for you." But there's still so many people out there like, "Oh, it didn't need to be 3 hours long." I go, "Okay, I agree with you. I don't think any movie needs to be 3 hours long. That's just not necessary. You don't need a 3 hour long movie." However, you know, and they're, "Oh, they could have cut this scene out. They could have cut that scene out. Didn't need to have this. Didn't need to have that." But I says, look, this was an homage to the original three movies.
Yes, it was.
Which is 4, 5, and 6. I mean,
correct.
It recaps those movies. And if you saw those movies, you got to appreciate the fact that they tried to jam everything in from all three of those movies.
They did. It was done well.
The callbacks to the original three movies were great. I mean, subtle changes, but they were all callbacks to the original three. So if you saw it, you had that warm feeling of like, I've been here before. I've seen this before. That's pretty cool.
Warm and fuzzy feeling.
Right. But if you've never seen Star Wars before, this is a great time to get into it because it sets you up for the rest of the story.
Yes. And you could obviously tell there's more coming.
Oh, yeah. Well, they just made the announcement that John Williams is doing the score for Solo, a Star Wars story.
Okay. Yeah, he's good.
A Star Ward story. I think it's Solo, a Star Wars story. But yeah, so that's the next movie that's coming out. There's going to be the Han Solo, what do they call that? Vertical? I think they call it that. I'm not sure. I don't know what they call it. But yeah, where they tell just the story of the one person. So there's going to be more than just, because there's only one movie left, really.
Yes.
Of the original 9. So good.
Doesn't mean it can't be expanded upon.
Now, you didn't see it in 3D, right?
Yes, I saw it in 3D.
Oh, and because I think I told you to go see it in 3D, right?
We see all our movies in 3D.
Okay.
Here's the reason to see it in 3D. It only costs $1 extra per person, of course. But what makes it worth seeing, it makes the special effects more enhanced. Okay, right. You see things so much different. The problem with 3D is they're like sunglasses. They darken the film, and the film is already dark. And I don't mean dark as in feeling dark. I mean, a lot of it's shot at night. It's in space. It's not bright.
Okay, so my question for you is, did you see it in digital 3D or just regular 3D?
4G. Really?
You saw it in digital 3D and it was too dark?
Yes.
Wow, because my digital 3D theater it's fine. It doesn't darken it to where it's all right. So you're going to have to come out here.
Okay.
That's all there is to it.
See, the thing is, I always watch these movies at least 4 times. The reason I do that is the first time you're just immersed in the joy of the movie.
And you're going to just enjoy it.
Yes. Then the second time you watch it to try to catch the things you miss, because you always miss stuff. Yeah. I mean,
well, in this movie, I didn't even catch on all the references till like afterwards when I thought back on it. Some of the references of what they did, why they did it, and why that scene was in the movie, and why I thought the director-writer, because that's the director and the writer are the same guy.
Which is not normal, but in this, it works.
It works in this universe, yeah.
Yep.
But I took a look and I looked at the resolutions that I made for you, and so far you're doing great. You have to come up with a Christmas list for 2018 Christmas for gifts we can buy you.
Okay.
Instead of you buying everything, there's got to be something you want, underwear, socks, something that you have to create a list for. You have to spend less and save more. So how you doing on that one?
Terrible.
Why? You said that's what you do normally. You bought the everyone turn your head, Scott. Scott bought the new monitors, so he didn't have that big honking set of cans on his head.
I don't have enough. I can't turn my head too much that direction. You pull it right out of my ear.
You don't have enough cable on there. He bought the less expensive Panasonic version of the headset.
A whopping $8 and change.
So there you go. You spent less there. So very good. You have to make a trip to Las Vegas to come out and visit me.
Right. I looked at the annual average temperatures, and unfortunately, it looks like May is when it's perfect weather out there.
Why is that unfortunately?
Because that's when I'm busy again.
Okay.
I wanted to come in February because I'm usually pretty slow in February, but you're not. Susie's not going to want to go into the outdoor swimming pool in 62 degrees.
I don't have an outdoor swimming pool.
It's just because you don't have one. If we stay at hotel, don't the hotels have one?
It has an indoor pool.
Oh, yeah, she doesn't like that. She likes sitting out in the sun and drinking cocktails and just vegetating.
Okay. Well, then come out when it's hot in the summer. Not too hot. It's dry heat. It's the dry heat. And then the last one was you were going to attempt to get Bunny on the screen. And, I was supposed to have
Wait.
Uh-oh.
I hear him. Goobers, come on, if you get close enough, I get you on the screen.
And then you knock one off, one completed.
Come on, Goobs.
Yeah, I got to go get Nala for the Saturday show.
I hear him moving around in here, but I can't see him. If I spot him before the end of the show, I'll
Okay.
I realized something when we were practicing our show for the new technology. I forgot the camera's portable. I can pick it up and point it. So that's what we're going to do if we get Goobers to come close.
Did you clean up your office, though?
No, but
we won't be pointing the camera anywhere at this point.
All right, people, I am terrible with my office. My secretary, which only comes once a month, is on vacation for 3 months.
Oh, wow. Okay. So
she goes to Ecuador for 3 months.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah. So it's a twofold thing. It's a working vacation. She owns a condo there, but she also volunteers for all the people.
Nice. Very nice.
Pretty cool.
So she just declared herself to go on vacation for 3 months?
Well, yeah.
Really?
She's semi-retired.
Oh, well, that's even better.
Like I said, she works for me once a month. She comes in for 4 hours and organizes my desk. And after I showed you what my desk looks like, you understand why I do this once a month.
Oh, why you need to have somebody.
Yes.
So did you know that you could just declare yourself a national champion?
I do it all the time.
Yeah. Well, so does Central Florida.
See, I don't understand why all of Central Florida is allowed to do that.
Well,
oh, wait, it's not all of Central Florida.
UFC or UCF, University of Central Florida, was left out of the 4-team college bowl playoffs, right?
That's right.
But they won their bowl game, and they had an undefeated season.
Now, in a previous episode, we mentioned how many bowl games there were for people who not necessarily earned a spot.
Right, but this team now feels they earned a spot, but they printed up national championship T-shirts. They're getting a national championship banner for the school.
Oh, yeah, I'm seeing this.
They're going to have national championship patches, and they're going to do a parade. He says,
parades?
He says, we're definitely getting a banner.
Now, here's the other thing, though. It says that they don't mind a little fake news, but in their minds, it's not fake news.
Well, it's not fake news because they were 13-0. So,
see, now that's pretty cool to be 13-0.
And it says they're the only 2017 undefeated champion. So that's their little tagline underneath. So if you look, national champions, and then it says the only 2017 undefeated champions.
Works for me.
So there you go. So you guys get to name it.
All right. Let's see. Next month we have to do that.
Okay. What are we going to be national champions of?
National champions of. We have a month to come up with it.
Okay. Oh, and you can suggest on the bottom. You can go. You should be the national champion of, and then we'll announce it on the air what we're national champions of.
Well,
I'm afraid.
If it's something we can say over there.
I'm afraid of what it's going to be.
I know, because some of the people I know that are watching are
creative.
Yes, that's a great word for it.
I love that. So, all right. So you went out in the cold and saw a movie in the cold.
Yes.
Anything else fun happen in the cold? Did you go snowmobiling, skiing?
I actually took some people to the airport in the cold.
Ooh, that was very nice of you.
Yes, this was last week actually, but I didn't. It was right the day after our last show, and when I dropped, as I'm dropping them off at the airport, I get this little ding, and I see the low tire warning light come on. Oh, now, when it's as cold as it's been, that happens frequently because when you have aluminum wheels, the aluminum and the salt corrode, and you get little itty bitty air leaks. And interesting.
Saw that?
Sorry, that distracted me. Squirrel!
Yeah, sorry. I saw that, yeah, because I guess we'll have to come back and reset this, but we'll
okay. Anywho's, when you get those little itty bitty air leaks, it gradually leaks out, and then you just have to top off the air when it's cold.
Right.
Well, as you know, we've been at sub-zero for like 11 days, which is just stupid, for especially this early in the season. And as I get to the airport, I jump out of the van and I go to open up the back door to get the luggage out, and I'm hearing air hissing. That's not a good sound. Okay, that's not a little itty bitty leak at this point. So fortunately, right across the street from the airport is a gas station. So I said, okay, I'll just go over there. Maybe they can fix my tire. Well, it's just a convenience store gas station, no service, right?
Right.
So I asked the guy, he says, well, the closest service station's about 5.5 miles away. Why don't you just buy a can of Fix-A-Flat that should get you the 5.5 miles? Okay. Guess what happens when you use Fix-A-Flat when it's 12 below zero?
It goes in and it freezes into a little clump and never spreads around the tire.
Not only that, because the air starts out warm and it is going into the tire where it is cold, the air molecules shrink. It wasn't enough air to pump up the tire off the rim more than 1/4 inch. So I'm like, okay. it's off the ground, so I'm going to take the gamble.
Oh, they didn't have a compressor out there either?
No. I got 3/4 of a mile down the road, and I started hearing that annoying noise that told me that the tire was now flat again. The only place to pull over was in an industrial park. Okay? It's 6 o'clock at night. Everybody's gone. I pull into an empty parking lot, looking around, and there's nobody to help me. So I called for roadside assistance on my cell phone, spent 28 minutes on hold. Wow. Okay? Yes. The people answer the phone. He says, "Oh, well, you canceled our service 6 years ago." I'm like, "Then why am I still paying you guys?" She says, "Well, we're not getting the money." I said, "I just upgraded my phone, and it was just at the AT&T store." Yeah, well, you know I'm on AT&T store, and they wanted to make sure I wanted to keep my thing. I said, "Might as well. It's only $3 a month. What the heck, right?" So I'm finally going to use it. She says, "Well, since I can't find a record of you, you'd have to pay, and it's $185 to have somebody come out to change your tire." I said, "I'm serious." So I said, "Okay, goodbye," click. And I decided to proceed to change my own tire. I know how to change a tire. I've changed tires on my buses. I've changed tires on cars since I was 10 years old when I helped my grandparents change tires, okay? It's not a difficult process. Then I realized I don't know where my spare tire is.
Oh, man.
I know where my spare tire is on every vehicle because that's one of the first things you check, right?
Right.
But it's a van, and I could have sworn it was in the back underneath the vehicle. So that's where every van I've ever driven has their spare tire. And I look back there, no spare tire. I'm like, I don't have a spare tire. What do I do? So I went online, looked around, and I found out that you have to take the console out of the middle of the truck. You have to pop the little thing off. You have to take a big, long pole and unscrew it literally between the driver and the passenger seat.
And it lowers down.
Lowers down on the front of the vehicle.
That's where mine is.
Never would in a billion years would have thought it was in the front of the vehicle.
That's where mine is. I have a Dodge.
Okay, now here's something else. When you're doing an airport run, you wear dress clothes. Okay? It's just what you do. And it's 12 below zero, and the wind is howling. I'm in an empty parking lot, no windbreak.
Dress clothes. Nice.
Okay? In dress clothes. A job that should have taken me no more than 10 minutes took me an hour and 15.
Oh. And that snow behind you, right? And that snow back there?
Actually, there was no snow, but there was an awful lot of salt. When I got home, I had to wash all my clothes, including my jacket and my gloves, because they were all my good stuff. And they were now covered in salt.
So you had a fun evening.
It was great. But there was one really, really, really big bonus out of the whole thing.
And that was?
When I got home, I was able to drink a cup of hot cocoa.
Oh, very nice.
I never think to drink hot cocoa, except, when I'm working my special gig.
Yep.
Then I get a lot of hot cocoa and cookies.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that happened to you. However, I'm glad that you survived. So
it was interesting. Things you learn. So my suggestion is make sure you know where your spare tire is.
Yeah.
If you think you have roadside assistance,
verify it.
Verify this today. Yeah. Okay. Make sure you do have it so that if you do run into no problem, because from what the winter's not over, it just started.
Right. So I'm going to ask you to do one thing. So I don't know if I didn't catch it from the beginning or you just started going down again, but you're going down below the screen again like this.
I am. I look perfectly normal here.
Yeah, you're not. Now you're normal.
Okay.
Now you're normal.
See, now on my screen, I'm taller than you.
Yeah, on my screen, we're even. So I don't know.
Okay.
It's a new program, so we'll see what's going on.
All right.
Well, let's do one last thing before we got to go.
Okay.
Something very, very exciting is going to happen on the 31st of this month.
February will begin.
Right. The shortest month. No. The first blue moon total eclipse in 150 years.
Blue moon.
Yes. So it's called a blue moon because it's the second full moon of the month.
Correct.
Okay. I don't know if it turns.
It's not really blue.
But
it will be actually kind of red.
That's what I say. It looks like it's going to be red. But
yes.
It says that it's going to happen here in Vegas.
Okay.
At like 5 in the morning, 5 a.m.
Yes, that's the big problem with this one. It's either late for people like me or early for people like you.
Yeah, and I didn't get to see if you're gonna see it or not. But we got a pretty good eclipse view this time, so we should be able to see it. We're in a band.
And this one's supposed to be like almost a total, isn't it?
It is a total, yeah, for us. I think for Vegas it's a total. So, 2.
See, the cool thing about lunar eclipses is you could actually watch them directly. You don't have to wear special,
you don't have to wear special glasses or anything like that. So that's pretty cool. So
yes.
We'll try and remind you on the upcoming shows, but it's the 31st. For Vegas, it's 5 a.m. in the morning, so people wake up early, go to work. You'll be able to see the eclipse. Well, hopefully it'll be a clear day on the.
Just out of curiosity, is it ever 5 a.m. in the evening?
Yes.
Okay.
It's always 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, you knew I was going there.
You betcha.
All right, all you Jimmy Buffett fans, let's hear it.
Theoretically, he's coming out Pine Valley this year.
Oh, is he?
That's the rumor.
Yeah, he likes playing the big venues.
He loves Alpine Valley. It's one of his favorite venues.
He does not like coming to Vegas. He really doesn't. Even though he's got a Margaritaville, he doesn't. It's too small of a venue. It's. I think it's a time where he doesn't want to be traveling and stuff like that.
But now you have a stadium, so now he's got a place he can go.
I wonder if he'll play T-Mobile because he normally plays the Grand Garden Arena. It's not that much bigger.
Oh,
Grand Garden Arena is pretty big. So.
Okay.
I mean, they were doing hockey games in there before. It's just dedicated now.
Right.
So, cool. All right. So, 31st Blue Moon. And with that, we want to thank you for watching.
And if you feel our show is not a bad life decision,
then please subscribe, like, watch our other shows and channels. Get your friends to subscribe and like. Like I says, everything is on the bottom. And, click on the expansion thing where it says more. And you'll be able to see the links to Scott Thomas and what happened to Las Vegas today. And then you'll be able to see also what we think we talked about on the show. I kind of put a list in there of a summary of all the things that we've done, that we talked about on the show. And with that, we'll see you on the next show.
Have a good one.
Crazy.